A 1908 Hermetic text called the Kabbalion said, "Every thought, emotion, or mental state has its corresponding rate and mode of vibration." But sometimes people claim the mind isn't a vibration, or even a thing at all. They'll say consciousness is just a function of the brain. But is that even true? In recent years, scientists have noticed something strange. The way our minds work often mirrors quantum behavior. Before we make a decision, we can hold multiple possibilities at once, like a quantum superposition. When we decide, that uncertainty collapses into one outcome. The order of questions changes how we think, just like the order of measurements changes results in quantum physics. Even ideas can become entangled, their meanings inseparable, and interference effects can explain why our choices sometimes defy classical logic. This approach is known as quantum cognition, and it treats thoughts and mental states as wave functions. In other words, what's called a quantum probability wave, or as Michio Kaku would describe them,
they're waves of vibration.
Some approaches, like the quantum version of integrated information theory, even equate consciousness with entanglement. A challenge funded by the Templeton Foundation tested two leading theories: integrated information theory and global workspace theory. Both, in their classical form, predicted that consciousness would originate in either the posterior cortical hot zone or the prefrontal cortex. But the results didn't fit either. The data showed consciousness isn't localized, and that's where quantum approaches work better, because if consciousness is identical with entanglement, it would be spread equally across the brain. Then in 2022, a study from Trinity University in Dublin took this even further. Using MRI scans, researchers found that entanglement in the proton spins of brain water matched the same EEG patterns correlated to consciousness. According to the study, this match could only happen if consciousness is identical to the entanglement, because otherwise the EEG would collapse the entanglement instead of correlating with it. In other words, your consciousness literally is a quantum vibration. What's even more incredible is that this was only discovered recently, but the Kabbalion said this way back in 1908. Furthermore, it also said that everything has a vibration. And in physics, the only kind of vibration that everything has is a quantum wave. Except quantum waves weren't known about until 1926. In other words, the Kabbalion described quantum vibrations before they were even discovered. And even stranger, it claimed this knowledge came from occult texts from ancient Egypt. So how is that possible? To find out, get the Quantum Hermetica, link in the caption, and find us at Quantum Hermeticism on Facebook.